Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update. I'm your host for today's edition, Paul dAlene. Many of the stories and information here can be found at our website, www.indiancountrynews.com, where your online membership helps support this television station. Here are some of the news updates for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Crow Tribal Chairman Carl Venn has pled not guilty to a drunken driving charge filed after an October 25th rollover. Venn entered the plea recently in Justice Court in Bighorn County, Montana. Prosecutors say Venn was driving his pickup truck when his truck drifted off the right side of the road. The Montana Highway Patrol says Venn overcorrected and the pickup rolled once. Court records said Venn was found to have a blood alcohol level of 0.1%, just over twice the limit at which a person is considered legally drunk in Montana. Three brothers charged in the beating of a Glacier County commissioner in Cut Bank, Montana, pled not guilty recently to felony assault charges. Todd, Brian, and Aaron Molinda appeared in district court in Cut Bank, accused of beating Ron Rides at the door outside a bar on September 20th. The commissioner has said he was trying to break up a fight in which the brothers were attacking another man. The Molindas also were accused of calling Rides at the door a dirty Indian and other names during the altercation. Glacier County Attorney Larry Epstein declined to file felony charges under the state's hate crime statutes, saying Rides at the door was attacked because he threatened to call police and not because of his race. Authorities seized a truckload of low-tax cigarettes they think was intended to be used to supply Indian Nation smoke shops in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area. Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers and agents from the Oklahoma Tax Commission confiscated 51,000 packs of low-tax cigarettes from the truck, which Commission spokeswoman Paula Ross told the Tulsa World was stopped on Interstate 40 west of Warner, Oklahoma during mid-December. Ross said the authorities have not verified the exact destination of the truck, but that troopers were led to believe the cigarettes were being taken to the Sac and Fox and Creek Nation wholesale outlets. Ross said under tax privacy laws, the state must keep confidential the name of the wholesaler who supplied the cigarettes, which have a 6-cent stamp on them. Some tribal smoke shops in border areas are allowed to sell low-tax cigarettes so they can better compete with smoke shops in nearby states. Until recently, non-border tribal smoke shops have sold cigarettes with a 86-cent stamp on them. As elders of the Iowa tribe have died, dAlene and Melinda Skates of Kansas have watched as the old traditions of their ancestors have slowly disappeared. That's why it has been their mission to teach these traditions to the younger generations. It's like a small crusade to bring some of it back, dAlene Skates said. The Skates and their 16-year-old daughter, Andrea, shared the traditions of the Iowa people recently as part of the Homestead National Monument of America Winter Festival at the Heritage Center in Beatrice, Nebraska. The Skates family lives in White Cloud, Kansas, where the Iowa Reservation of Kansas and Nebraska is situated. As part of the Winter Festival event, the Skates family shared with visitors the traditions of hunting, foods, regalia, and celebration used by the Iowa tribes and the Potawatomi tribes. dAlene spoke of the symbolism of the eagle staff and the blessing proceedings used by the Iowa tribes. He then blessed the grounds of the Heritage Center. According to a Navajo Times article by Cindy Yorth, it's a common sight all over the Navajo Nation this time of the year. Bundled up men standing next to a pickup truck full of neatly sliced logs, usually cedar or pinon. You can get a load of wood for $65 on the Navajo Nation, and the time to sell it according to vendors is anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours, but they don't worry about selling it. Arnold Harvey says somebody always buys it. Harvey says he gets his wood off the family's ranch near Tusaale, Arizona, and it usually takes him about a half hour to fill the back of his pickup truck up. another 45 minutes to drive to Chinle, and then the wait for a customer. Around the Elcio Reservation here in the North Country, where we are broadcasting from, a pickup truck of wood goes for about the same price. But we fare a little bit better here in the Northwoods, where we have a lot more forest than the Navajo Nation. The Coeur dAlene tribe near Spokane, Washington last week reached a deal with a Vista Corporation that will speed the relicensing of hydroelectric dams on the Spokane River. The Northern Idaho tribe and the Spokane-based utility agreed to support the issuance of a single 50-year license from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission for the hydro projects, which include post-fall dams in Idaho and 4 dams in Spokane County. Once the license is issued, the agreement calls for maintaining existing water levels on Idaho's Lake Coeur dAlene, which is the source of the Spokane River. Avista will pay more than $150 million over the life of the deal to compensate the tribe and to protect the environment of the lake. The tribe owns the lower 1/3 of the scenic lake. Also addressed were rights of ways for transmission lines over tribal lands and future payments to store water in the lake. The deal calls for Avista to pay the tribe for past and future use of submerged tribal lands and to mitigate the impacts of the Post Falls Dam on the reservation. The Oneida Nation of Wisconsin is the latest tribe to confirm that they will be represented at the January inauguration of President-elect Barack Obama. According to the Galiwisox newspaper, the Oneida Nation Veterans Association will be part of that history, confirming their inclusion in the inauguration parade that will take place shortly after Obama takes his oath of office. Oneida Veteran Affairs Director Carrie Matoxen said they got their confirmation by email on December 8th, and that they then sought to select a few of the younger guys in the organization in case the weather in the 3 miles marching route might have to be done under trying weather conditions during January. Selected were Tom Webster, Jerry Cornelius, Jerry Danforth, Tim Ninham, and Marty Antone to represent the tribe, the state, and local community. They will be carrying a U.S. flag, an Oneida Nation tribal flag, a state of Wisconsin flag, a prisoner of war flag, and an eagle staff. And that is the latest roundup of Indian Country news. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank our underwriters for helping us broadcast this edition of Native News Update and our digital mall partners, powwows.com and nativeview.com, broadcasting from Helena, Montana. Thanks for joining us.